Hello everyone and welcome to the show. This is Hehr with part 4 in our series, The History of Rock and Roll, The Big Hits. This time we look at the year 1958 and amongst other things see Elvis recording more singles, EPs and albums as well as making movies. Danny and the Juniors were still on top with At the Hop, and a young Buddy Holly with his group The Crickets were starting to draw huge crowds wherever they appeared. And so to the chart action. On February 15th, Danny and his Juniors were relegated to the number 2 position by an unknown group called The Silhouettes, making their record debut. The song was Get a Job.
Dip, 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 dip. Get a job. You raised me money about this time. She get me out of my bed and crying for a job. You wrap the breakfast every day. You know the one and ran my way. I never felt the same. Get a job. Get a job. Well, when I get the paper, I read it through and through, and my girl never fails to say, if there is any work for me. I then go back to the house, hear that woman's mouth, preaching and crying, tell me that I'm lying about a job that I never could find. Sha-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la. I then go back to the house. I hear the woman's mouth, preaching and crying, tell me that I'm lying about a job that I never could find. Sha-la-la-la, 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 sha-la-la-la,
Get a Job was the first, and strangely the only record by the Silhouettes, and it only lasted 2 weeks before being replaced by Elvis Presley's Don't, which was to be Presley's only number 1 record for the year. He had just finished his 4th movie, King Creole, when the long arms of Uncle Sam reached out, and before he knew it, he was whisked away into the US Armed Forces in Germany, leaving behind rock and roll, the charts, and 50 million fans. The instrumental group The Champs hit number 1 on March 8th with their first record, Tequila. It was to remain on top for 5 weeks. You're listening to Access Radio 3ZZ, where the people make the programs. The Platters managed to top the charts again with their beautiful recording of Twilight Time, their first number one since August 1956. It made it to that position on April 12th.
Heavenly shades of night are falling. It's twilight time. Out of the mist your voice is calling. 'Tis twilight time. When purple-colored curtains mark the end of day, I'll hear you, my dear, at twilight time. Deepening shadows gather splendor as day is done. Fingers of night will soon surrender the setting sun. I count the moments, darling, till you're here with me. Together at last at twilight time. Here in the afterglow of day, we keep our rendezvous beneath the blue. In the same and sweet old way, I fall in love again as I did then. Deep in the dark, your kiss will thrill me like days of old, lighting the spark of love that fills me with dreams untold. Each day I pray for evening just to be with you. Together at last at twilight time. In the afterglow of day, we keep our rendezvous beneath the blue. In the sweet and same old way, I fall in love again as I did then. Deep in the dark, your kiss will thrill me like days of old, lighting the spark of love that fills me with dreams untold. Each day I pray for evening just to be with you. Together at last at twilight time. Together at last at twilight time.
There were three nonsense songs in 1958 to make number one. The first of these was The Witch Doctor by David Seville, spending 3 weeks in the top slot until it was overtaken by the Everly Brothers' classic recording of All I Have to Do Is Dream.
Dream, 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 dream. Dream, dream, dream when I want you in my arms, when I want you, and all your charms whenever I want you. All I have to do is dream. Dream, dream,
I Have to Do remained at number 1 for 3 weeks and was followed by the second nonsense song of the year, Sheb Wooley's Purple People Eater. You're listening to Access Radio 3ZZ, where the people make the programs. And if you're interested in making a program, why not ring during office hours on 600 721 or write to 3ZZ Access Radio, Post Office Box 1686, GPO Melbourne. That's Post Office Box 1686, GPO Melbourne 3001. I'd love to hear from you, and it's so easy to make a program with 3ZZ. The Coasters' Yakety Yak was next in to bat, but was bowled by a number which was a strange mixture of rock and cha-cha beats. Pres Prado, who in 1955 had a number 1 success with Cherry Pink and Apple Blossom White, did it again on July 19th with his version of Patricia. After only 1 week, Patricia was replaced by a record from a young guy by the name of Eric Hilliard Nelson. Perhaps you know him better as Ricky Nelson. He was just 18 when Poor Little Fool hit number 1. Ricky had begun his recording career in 1957 as part of his role in the family TV series The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet. Poor Little Fool became his first number 1 record after 9 unsuccessful attempts.
At my call, but when I met that little girl, I knew that I would fall. Poor little fool. Oh yeah, I was a fool. Poor little fool. I was a fool. Oh yeah. She'd play around and tease me with her carefree devil eyes. She'd hold me close and kiss me, but her heart was full of lies. Poor little fool. Oh yeah, I was a fool. Poor little fool. I was a fool. Oh yeah. She told me how she cared for me and that we'd never part. And so for the very first time I gave away my heart. Poor little fool. Oh yeah, I was a fool. Poor little fool. I was a fool. Oh yeah. The next day she was gone and I knew she lied to me. She left me with a broken heart, won her victory, poor little fool. Oh yeah, I was a fool.
Poor little fool, I was a fool, oh yeah.
Well, I played this game with other hearts, but I never thought I'd see the day when someone else would play love's foolish game with me. Poor little fool. Oh yeah, I was a fool.
Poor little fool, I was a fool, oh yeah.
Poor little fool. Oh yeah, I was a fool.
Poor little fool,
Domenico Modugno wrote and recorded Volare and put it to #1 spot on August 24th. This was followed by the Elegants' Little Star. You're listening to The History of Rock and Roll on Access Radio 3ZZ. Tommy Edwards re-released his 1951 hit, It's All in the Game. It only made number 18 back in 1951, but achieved #1 status in 1958 and stayed for 6 weeks, before being replaced by country and western singer Conway Twitty's recording of It's Only Make Believe. The Kingston Trio's first and only #1 record was Tom Dooley, making #1 on November 23rd. It was to remain for just 1 week before being replaced by the all-girl group The Teddy Bears with their hit To Know Him Is to Love Him.
Just to see him smile makes my life worthwhile. To know him is to love him, and I do, and I do, and I, and I do, and I, and I do, and I, and I do, and I. I'd be good to him.
The third and final nonsense song for the year was also the last #1 of the year, and that was David Seville and his Chipmunks. It went to the top on December 28th, and the song, The Chipmunk Song.
All right, you chipmunks, ready to sing your song?
I'll say we are. Yeah, let's sing it now.
Okay, Simon?
Okay.
Okay, Theodore?
Okay.
Okay, Alvin? Alvin? Alvin!
Okay! Christmas, Christmas time is near. Time for toys and time for cheer. We've been good, but we can't last.
was very good, Simon.
Naturally.
Very good, Theodore. Alvin, you were a little flat. Watch it, Alvin. Alvin.
Okay. One's a plane that looks the loop. I still want a hula hoop. We can hardly stand the wait. Please, Christmas, don't be late. We can hardly stand the wait. Please, Christmas, don't be late.
Very good, boys.
Let's sing it again. Yeah, let's sing it
No,
again.
that's enough. Let's not overdo it.
What do you mean overdo it? We want to sing it
Now, wait a
again.
minute, boys.
Yeah, it's pretty. Why can't we sing it
Alvin,
again?
cut that. Now, wait. Theodore, just a minute. Simon, will you cut that out? Get off.
Charles Edward Berry, better known as Chuck, a recording artist for more than 21 years, was a big influence in the world of rock and roll, being the composer of many of today's rock standards. One such hit was Johnny Be Good, recorded in 1958. It peaked at number 8 and spent 15 weeks on the chart.
Deep down in Louisiana, close to New Orleans, way back up in the woods among the evergreens, there stood a log cabin made of earth and wood, where lived a country boy named Johnny Be Good, who never ever learned to read or write so well, but he could play a guitar just like a ringing a bell. Go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, go. Johnny Be Good. He used to carry his guitar in a gunny sack, go sit beneath the tree by the railroad track. Old engine, he was seen sitting in the shade, strumming with the rhythm that the drivers made. When people passing by, they would stop and say, oh my, but that little country boy could play. Go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, go. Go, Johnny, go, go. Johnny Be Good. His mother told him someday you will be a man, and you will be the leader of a big old band. Many people coming from miles around to hear you play your music when the sun go down. Maybe someday your name will be in lights saying, Johnny Be Good tonight. Go, 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 Johnny, go. 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 Go. Johnny Be Good.
And on that note, we close Chapter 4. Next time, we look at 1959, and I look forward to having your company once again. Until that time, this is Alec Hehr saying goodbye and good rocking.
And thanks Alex Hehr for that History of Rock and Roll Part 2. You're listening to 3ZZXS Radio Melbourne. The time is 5:30. Time for the Italian program.